Good morning. It is Mount Rainier National Park weekend. We got up early this morning, about probably 6:30, 7 a.m. I'm not really sure. Chase is the one that set his alarm. And we packed up the camper and we left our campground in Sultan for one night. We are headed to Mount Rainier National Park. We have a little Harvest Host location to boondock in for the night. We are going to get there. It's kind of rainy this morning. I'm hoping the rain dies down. If not, that's okay. We have the dogs with us this weekend, and because we're boondocking, we can't leave them in the camper while we're gone for the day. So they're gonna be riding along with us through the park this weekend, and we're not gonna be able to do any major hiking because we have them with us. So we're just planning on doing some sightseeing, some driving around. Right now I am following behind Chase. Again, it is not legal to double tow in Washington, and I didn't really want to risk it today. So it was only about a 2.5 hour drive from our previous campground to our Harvest Host destination. We are only staying here, like I said, for one night, and headed back tomorrow. But we're gonna head back late tomorrow so that we can see some more of the park again tomorrow morning before we leave. We're headed back to the same campground that we were staying in before this, that we've been staying in for the last couple of weeks. We are gonna be camped there for another week and a half after our Mount Rainier visit. So can't wait to show you guys the park.
So we just got to our Harvest Host. It's a nice area surrounded by all these beautiful flowers. They got a little cafe and diner right back over here, and extra parking for other campers and stuff. On the site it says that they have water hookup available. Well, when we went inside to ask if they had water hookup, they said no. So we're gonna have to run into town and fill up our tank and then drop back out here so we can take a shower and use the bathroom and all that good stuff. But other than that little hiccup, it's very beautiful here. Flowers, there's a ton of bees. Lavender.
Bees.
So we're running into town. We'll be back. So finding water is not as easy as it may seem. Went on like a 30-minute trek trying to find a water spigot. But we found one at a horse farm.
Yay! Out in the middle of nowhere, this random little campground that has nobody running it. Thank goodness for this.
Any of you host doing Harvest Host or Hip Camp need to be more specific with your utilities.
Yep.
Because this was very inconvenient for us.
We got our camper filled up with water. We got it all leveled out. The water pump turned on. We should be set for the night. And now we are headed into the Mount Rainier National Park. Going to try to see just a couple of things. Later start than we expected, as usual. But always is something. Literally, I don't think we've gotten to anywhere on time. Not a single time since starting this lifestyle. So, we finally got everything situated, headed into the national park, gonna see a couple of things before we head back. Go into town, grab some dinner at one of the bars and grills, maybe a drink or two, and attempt to wake up, go to bed early and wake up very early, because we're gonna try to go see sunrise as early as possible, which is another section of the park. I think it's like one of the most spectacular areas of the park. So stay tuned. Well, we just had us a nice little evening in the park. We're hungry. What all did we see today? We saw the Longmire and the Paradise areas, and we stopped by and got some cool shots at the, what was the name of those falls? Narada Falls?
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Narada Falls. So, we knew we weren't going to get to see a whole lot today, but we saw some really awesome things. Now we're headed back to town to drop off the dogs and go grab us a bite to eat and have a drink or two. Get to bed early so we can wake up early tomorrow morning and head all the way over to sunrise.
We just got back, expecting to take a shower and be able to use our camper as we should, and nothing's working. I don't know what's going on. All I know is when we came back, all of the lights were off in our camper, and then our lights will randomly turn on and then turn off. And so I've been out here trying to find a short in one of our wire connections from our battery to the lights in the camper, and I haven't been able to find anything tonight, but I'm going to check it out tomorrow and see if we can get it fixed, because as of now we have 0 lights or water pump or anything in our camper. So kind of inconvenient, but just one more thing.
Looks like we're showering in the morning.
Showering in the morning, and more work for me. The lights just came on.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's... The lights in the camper go in and out, and...
It'll come on and then turn right back off. So when we boondocked in the Badlands, we were able to use our water pump and shower and all of our lights, and just use the camper as I feel like it can be used. And, you know, obviously not using our slides or anything. But now we can't even use our 12-volt lights, which is weird. I might be an electrician, but I don't know much about solar panels and batteries and stuff.
Alright, well, let's go to bed and we'll figure it out in the morning. This is gonna look like a horror movie. Mount Rainier National Park episode, Chasing Darby, horror film. None of the lights work in our camper tonight. Well, they do, but they just go on and off. And it is so dark when they go off. Oh, see, they just came back on. Look at that. We have no idea why they keep going on and off. We haven't been in our camper using any of the power all day long. We set up the camper. We pushed some of the slides out. We didn't push all the slides out. But now the power just keeps going in and out even after the solar panels have been charging the battery all day long since we've been in the park. And we can't shower. Our water pump will not work, which we didn't have any of these problems in the Badlands. But
got one more project to do this week.
Yep. And that's fix our solar panels. Why? We didn't have any problems the last time we tried to boondock, which was 2.5 months ago? Yeah. 2.5 months ago, we boondocked. We got the water pump figured out in the Badlands. We were able to shower. All of our lights worked. Now nothing. We can't do anything. We can't shower.
Yeah, everything was operating perfectly fine.
Okay, well, we're gonna go to sleep. We have our windows open. Like I said, we can't run our AC or our heat or anything, but we do have the windows open. We can hear all the traffic going by, which I'm a heavy sleeper. Chase is kind of a heavy sleeper, so it doesn't bother us any. But I think the thing that's gonna bother him the most is not having a fan.
Yeah.
He has this little mini fan over on his side of the bed that he runs every night. And he can't have that tonight because we have no power.
I've been saying how I've been wanting to go tent camping, and this is like the most expensive tent I've ever seen.
This is basically a tent tonight. It might as well be a tent because it can't do anything else. Okay, good night. We're going to sleep. See y'all in the morning.
Let's go. This waffle on a stick place is stopping.
I want a waffle on a stick. Good morning.
Good morning.
We slept well, or I slept well last night. How'd you sleep?
I got woke up one time, but other than that, I slept really good.
Never really got the water pump situation figured out. Not sure what's going on there. But we were able to hook the camper back up to the truck this morning and start the truck, get it running, and use that to power our water pump and our lights and everything in the camper so that we could take a shower. The hot water heater worked. I had a nice hot shower. Chase didn't turn it on early enough for it to get hot before he showered, so he almost froze to death. We entered the park and we are driving all the way to the other side of it. Our plans for today are to see I think it's pronounced Ohanapecosh. I think that's how you pronounce it. That area, and then the sunrise area. And it's kind of rainy, really foggy today. We haven't seen the Mount Rainier yet. It's completely covered in fog. So the Ohanapecosh area is like supposed to be rainforesty, and I think that's probably best for the weather we're getting right now. We're gonna hold off on sunrise and see if maybe things clear up so that we get better views of the mountain while we're there. Alright, we're driving through some pretty sketchy stuff. This fog, you can't see anything.
Pretty bad.
It's like we can barely see the lines on the road in front of us. It was kind of funny at first, but now I'm not really thinking it's very funny anymore. You have your headlights on? Ten out of 10 views in this park today. Spectacular. I was kind of hoping that as the day progressed it would clear up, but we've driven up to the top of this mountain and it is got a long way to go if it's gonna clear up today. This is crazy.
I mean, we can't see 30 yards in front of us.
And then the windshield keeps fogging up, which doesn't help. So you have to have the windshield wipers on. So much for seeing any wildlife today. Update. I was saying it wrong. It's Ohanapecosh, right?
Ohanapecosh.
Ohanapecosh. That's where we're headed.
Laughing Water Creek. The name of the creek was Laughing Water.
We did it. We drove all the way up to Sunrise, the highest point that you can take a vehicle in the park. We really considered not doing it because of the fog and how awful the views have been all day. But as soon as we got almost to the top to see all the viewpoints, the sun popped out, all the fog just magically went away, and it's become a gorgeous day. So it was absolutely beautiful, and we are so glad that we drove up there. Now we have an hour and 45-minute drive back to the camper, and then we have a 2.5 hour drive home, or drive back to our RV park that we're staying at for the remainder of our time here. And we're gonna just get back to our regular weekly routine. Hope you guys enjoyed Mount Rainier National Park.